YouTube? It is your boy, Mr. Top Heavy, and we're back with another heavy pour video. Today, we are going to see if the expert in moi can tell the difference between 5 different types of whiskey. We're going to be trying bourbon, rye, which are both American, Scotch, which is Scottish, Irish, and Japanese. We've got them all poured out here, and they have been sitting open for about, let's say, 10 minutes. I did label them. I do know which bottles I have here, but I do not know what order they are in. So I tried to keep everything within the same time frame as far as aged and the same proof. So not everything is exact, but is about as close as I could do with what I had. So for the bourbon, we have Weller Special Reserve. That is somewhere between a 4 to 8 year. Then we have the Irish, which is Redbreast, which is a 12-year. Then we have the Scotch, which is Glengoyne, which is a 12-year. Then we have the Japanese, Yamazaki 12-year. And finally, rounding it off is the Emerald Giant Rye by Redwood Empire. They're all somewhere in the 40 to 45, 46% range, most of them falling in the 43%. All right, so we are going to nose these bad boys and see if we can see a difference. I'm going to assume that there will be some difference that you can tell. I think the Japanese and the Scotch will be the two closest because they use the same process. But I don't know. I've never really tried this, so I don't know how this is going to work. But let's get to nosing again. Okay. We'll just speed this up. Okay, so I can tell you that off the break, off the smelling them, there's a distinct difference in these. While they all have a sort of alcoholic smell, each one is distinctively different. Some of it more drastic than others. And I don't purport to be some sort of expert, but I feel like I probably know what these are already just based on the nose. Yeah, so I mean, I can tell you, at least in my opinion, that I can definitely tell which one is the rye. That's not surprising, but I am actually pretty surprised that I think I know already just off the break which ones they are. So I'm just gonna say this first one I think is the Japanese. This one is the Scotch. This one's the Irish. This one is definitely the rye. I mean, I can smell that from a mile away. It's the most distinct out of all of them. I like that one the most, actually, off the nose. I like the rye. And then that's the bourbon. That's the Special Reserve by Weller. Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, they're all sort of give me that distinct nosing that you get from those bottles. So I'm going to taste them, and we'll see if that changes by anything. So here we go. Cheers. The first glass. That one's super good. Not a whole lot of proof. Some wood, honey, vanilla, a little bit of a Kentucky hug going down, or a little bit of a hug. I think that would be maybe Japanese, so the Tokyo hug. Also very smooth. This one, very little alcohol presence. Really good. Decent mouthfeel. It's got a kind of a thicker consistency. At least it feels like that. Same sort of thing. Honey, a little wood, more on the sweet than the first. This one has less burn than the other two. And as I mentioned before, the Irish, I believe, is the lowest proof out of all of these at 40. That's what I thought this was, and I think that's kind of reaffirming that decision, that this one here in the middle is the Irish. It also is kind of different from those two, even though this one is still different from this one. They have a similar flavor profile, which made me think that, or which reaffirms my belief that this is a Scotch and this is the Japanese. So we'll go on to this one. That's got to be the rye. So different from the rest of them. So yeah, that one's got a little bit of spearmint. Still sweet, almost like a honeysuckle sweet to it. And then this last one, I mean, very, very mellow. Yeah, I mean, I think off the nose, I mean, I think I was able to not nail all of these. Okay, so we finished nosing, we finished tasting. I don't think there's much of a question. I'm pretty sure I nailed all of them, but let's double check, let's see. So this first one we've got here, this first one I thought was gonna be the Japanese. And it is, I don't know if you can see the J, the Japanese. So I was right, Japanese. Yamazaki 12 year, super good. Right here, 12 year, 43%, so kind of right there in the middle. A little bit harder to find. A lot of the Japanese stuff is harder to find, especially the ones that have a little bit more notoriety, such as the Yamazaki, some of the Nika stuff. But very delicious, very smooth, a little bit of a Tokyo hug, as they would say, but highly recommend that one. So the next one that I thought this was going to be the Glengoyne 12, the Scotch. Let's see. And yes, it is. You can see the Scotch on the bottom, an S. So this is the Glengoyne 12. Ooh. This one has a lot more honey on it. So this one is super good. 12 year, single malt, Highland, from the Highlands. Really good bottle, really good bottle. So 2 for 2 so far. So this third one I said was Irish. It's definitely different, and they use a pot still, which I guess is different than what they use for the other ones, maybe column stills. But they always put Irish pot still, so I think that's pretty specific to Ireland. It's really good, but let's see. I, yes, this is the I for Irish. Redbreast 12 year. Oh, definitely the least heat. The alcohol presence is minimal compared to the other two. I think we've kind of drastically gone down. I think the Yamazaki 12 had the most of that feel going down. The Glengoyne a little bit less, and then this third one, the Irish, you couldn't even tell. So 3 for 3, which I feel like I'm going to have a clean sweep because I'm 99.9% positive that this one here is the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant. Yes, this is the rye, the R, out of California. You know, ryes typically aren't aged as long or are better suited in the 4 years, so you see a lot more. The younger, I think this one's somewhere between 4 and 6 years. I don't think the bottle's age stated, but it's really good, great price, 45% alcohol. Ooh. Really good, which means that this one here is the Weller Special Reserve. On the heels of that rye, it's just so sweet and cherry forward. But yes, this is the bourbon. We all know that is the bourbon, the B. Really good. All of these are really nice. I mean, I would highly suggest having a flight of this just to enjoy the international aspect. You can have great profiles. But that does go to show that all of these different types of whiskeys have unique flavor profiles, and that just because it's a whiskey and made virtually the same way using certain grains and distilling them, that things that you do will drastically change the taste. And that within the different countries, they have established certain processes and certain things that they do that set them apart from the rest of them. So, until next time, this is your boy, Mr. Top Heavy. Hope you enjoyed this video. Get down in the comments and let me know if you think there are other international whiskeys that I should try, if you think that you would be able to tell the difference, or just let me know that I'm awesome or that I suck. That's what the comments are there for. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to your boy Top Heavy. So, Mr. Top Heavy,